Hmm. So Jim Ryan believes in console generations and not making PS5 games playable on PS4. So why are all the PlayStation 5 games coming out on PS4? What's up, y'all? Hoping you're all doing well. Hoping everything's fine. Today we got some confirmation that God of War Ragnarok has been delayed to 2022, which is no surprise to me. I didn't expect it to come out this year. But also, it's been confirmed to be releasing on the PS5 as well as the PS4, which also I'm not surprised by. I knew they were going to do that. So I want to talk a little bit more about that and how I feel, or what I feel about pretty much Jim Ryan, head of Sony, just flat out lying to everybody. Before I get into that, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you guys get notified whenever I post. And share this video if you can, it helps so much. So as I mentioned, God of War has been confirmed for the PS4 as well. Even though Jim Ryan said he believes in console generations, he has no plans on making PS5 games playable on PS4. And a lot of the hardcore Sony fans went on full attack mode, attacking Xbox because they were transparent about releasing cross-gen games for the first 2 years of the Xbox Series release. So games like Halo Infinite, we knew that is gonna come out on Xbox One and Xbox Series consoles. Whereas PlayStation, they pretty much lied about it. They're saying, don't worry about that. We're gonna have all our games are gonna be PS5. If you want to play our games, you need to buy a PS5. And it's funny how they mentioned that in the beginning, but games like Miles Morales, for instance, we were led to believe that that game was gonna be exclusive to PS5, but then probably I would say like an hour after the pre-orders for the console went live, they left a note saying that it's gonna be available on PS4 as well, along with Sackboy, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War, and I'm pretty sure there's more to come. MLB The Show. So the question I have is, well, for me personally, I think the biggest Sony games are Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon, and MLB The Show. For me, those are the games I play the most on that console. And especially God of War, I love that game. It's nearly perfect to me. So if all of those games are coming to PS4, do you even need to buy a PS5? That's a question that a lot of people are trying to answer. And for me, I think, yeah, I feel like the better output, the better performance is worth it for a lot of people, but for most people, it's not. You can still play their best games on the PS4 and you're going to save money. And it would have been completely stupid for them to not release these games on the PS4 because there's such a huge console base for the PS4, a huge player base, and the PS5 is brand new and it's hard to get. So they're not going to have, all it's going to do is hinder the sales. And what they want to do is have these games sell as much as possible. So I'm not surprised at all by them releasing it on PS4. It's a smart move. It's a slap in the face to those huge Sony fans that were attacking Microsoft for doing that and attacking people who play on Xbox for playing old games. Well, guess what? You're playing old games on your console. And now I hope you realize that your way of thinking is ridiculous and there's nothing wrong with cross-gen games. The only thing that's wrong is if they lied to you about it, which Jim Ryan did. And that's the only issue I have with this whole thing. I don't care they release on multiple consoles, the PS5, PS4, and if, like I said, if they were smart, they'll put it on PC, get as many sales as possible, as many people getting to play the game as possible. And I see that they're kind of following in Microsoft's footsteps in that regard, where they're releasing some of their exclusives on PC. And if they do this, this is only going to help their developers. It's only going to help the game out, and they're going to get more return, more of a profit to put into that game or to sequels. And I know a lot of people are sweating to get a new PS5 because they want to play that new God of War, the new Horizon, and the Spider-Man game that came out, and even a Sackboy, and more to come. But you guys can relax because those games are going to be available on PS4. So there's really no rush to get a new PS5 right now. Now, I'm not saying don't go buy a PS5 because I still think it's worth it because you are going to get a better experience when playing these newer games on a newer hardware. But if you are just tired of having to wait to get a new console and you're just having a lot of trouble trying to actually get it, put it to your cart, and then complete your order, but you really want to play these games, you're all set on your PS4. But my only concern, because Sony does a lot of like anti-consumer things, like with Xbox, for instance. If you have like an Xbox game, an Xbox One version of a game, and you play it on your Xbox One, and if you buy a Series X down the line and you put that game in, you get the upgraded version of that game for free. I don't know if Sony's gonna do that. I'm hoping they will, and if they don't, that'll be complete nonsense in my opinion, and I'm really unsure. So in that regard, I would say maybe hold off to buy a PS5 for it, but still, like, I don't know. I'm just, for me, Sony's kind of unpredictable. I really hope they let their player base just get that free upgrade from PS4 to PS5, because their player base deserves that. Especially like God of War has been around for a long time, and there's a lot of hardcore God of War fans, and I feel like if you buy a PS4 version of that game, you should be able to put it in your PS5 whenever you get that, and just get the upgraded version for free. So I'm really hoping Sony does that, but I'm not betting that they will, because I know Sony, they try to squeeze every bit of money out of their consumers as possible, and they have no cares whether or not that makes them look bad. Like, they are extremely anti-consumer, but it's understandable because Sony isn't a huge company like Microsoft. Like, PlayStation is the biggest thing that Sony has going for them, whereas Xbox is just a small division of Microsoft. So they have to do these things that may seem anti-consumer to squeeze more money out of people and make these deals with these third-party developers to get exclusive content, which kind of locks other players out. They have to do it. So yeah, this video turned out to be a lot more rambly than I wanted, but yeah, God of War confirmed for PS5 and PS4. So if you were waiting to get a PS5 to play God of War and you have a PS4, you can just stick to the PS4 version. And I hope they give us some, I don't know if they already gave us news on whether or not you can upgrade it for free, but hopefully that's the case, that you can just upgrade it for free when you get a PS5. As for me, I really wanted to get a PS5, but I think, for me personally, there's no reason for me to get the PS5, because the games I really want on the PS5, Horizon Forbidden West, MLB The Show, Spider-Man, God of War, all available on PS4. And that's good. I'm very happy that Sony did that. So I will probably wait till there's like a slimmer version and a cheaper version of the console to get it, because I know when I get my PS5, it's just to play those games, and then I mainly game on my Xbox, so that's where I'm gonna be most of the time. I'm curious to know, how do you feel about Jim Ryan's flat out lying to everybody, saying they don't have any plans making PS5 games playable on PS4? Do you plan on buying this game for your PS5 or PS4, or do you even plan on getting a PS5 at all? How do you think this makes Sony feel after a lot of people was on Microsoft's back for making games cross-gen, but then Sony goes right ahead and copies what Xbox does? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe. If you don't like it, dislike it, all good. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.